Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds, and today we're talking about something juicy.
Boardwipes. We're going over the best ones in every color, and also colorless, and also gold.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
And I'm your host, Beezy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. We're covering Boardwipes, and if you're wondering, what Boardwipes should I play? What Boardwipes shouldn't I play? How many Boardwipes should I even play in a deck? We're going to answer at least one of those questions right now, so subscribe to catch it.
Oh, sorry. And besides, you'll want to be subscribed to this channel because our subscribers are 10% less likely to die to a Boardwipe.
Disclaimer I got here. Boardwipes kill everything, so you're going to die in one. If it's cast or happens or whatever.
So on Judgment Day, you might be okay.
Day of Judgment Day?
Day of Judgment Day.
We're going to go by color. We kind of picked the 5 best in the colors that have 5. Some colors don't have 5. And then we'll talk about why we play these ones, what decks they make it in, and why we chose them over other options. I was thinking we could do like this video, best Boardwipes, maybe like a Boardwipes to avoid video in the future.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Boardwipes to avoid. Not these ones, though. Because
these ones are great. I don't think you need many Boardwipes in your deck anyway. But white, the first one we have, probably the best Boardwipe in white. It's Tragic Arrogance. 3 white for a sorcery. For each permanent type and each player, you choose one of those types and they keep them and everything else gets sacrificed.
Not lands.
Not lands. That would be dumb.
That would be a very dumb card. You get to make the choices, and because you get to make the choices, that's what makes it so much better than something like Cataclysmic Gearhulk, which I consider almost unplayable.
Yeah, you keep your best things and they keep their worst things. I've seen this card devastate just everybody by itself. It's 5 mana. It's only 1 more mana than the cheapest a Boardwipe goes in white. It's not even expensive. It's like the most budget card. This card is perfect. This is the perfect commander Boardwipe. It is so good.
Oh, it is so strong. Like if they have 2 Planeswalkers, you get to make them keep their worst. Make them keep that terrible mana rock that does nothing. Make them keep that Sakura Tribal because they didn't say a response. I didn't know they had to.
Oh, you have a servo token? Well, that's going to be your artifact and your creature. Say goodbye to all your mana and your board state.
When you have a bad artifact creature, it's your artifact and creature.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's the first one.
Is there an artifact enchantment?
There's plenty of them. There's the weapons.
Oh yeah, if you have one of those weapons,
nobody has one of those weapons.
That's your artifact enchantment.
Yeah. So the next one down is austere command. 4 white for a sorcery. You choose 2 of the following 4 options: destroy all creatures with mana cost 3 or less. Destroy all creatures with mana cost 4 or greater. Destroy all creatures. Destroy all artifacts and destroy all enchantments.
Yep. So this can just be destroy all artifacts and enchantments. This can wipe the small creatures and artifacts. There's so many different combinations.
16 combinations?
I don't know. I'm not good with permutations, combinations. I'm not good with that.
There's a lot. If you're playing a weenie deck, this is like your curve topper. You play all your weenies and you blow up everything in your way.
Yeah, weenies.
This is people like Cleansing Nova because it has a lot of choices. This card has like way more options than Cleansing Nova.
I'm still laughing about weenies over here.
Okay, still laughing about you. This card can also roast weenies. Oh, if you want to just destroy them all.
I don't know why weenies are really funny today.
They're really
As a homosexual male, I love my weenie jokes.
That must be why I don't get it.
You just don't understand it. Weenies are great.
It's not part of your agenda.
This next one is actually one of my favorites. This might be my favorite one, especially if you're playing some sort of control deck. Hour of Revelation. This card is great. 3 white. Destroy all non-land permanents, but it costs 3 less between the costs white if there's 10 or more permanents. And I don't know if you played EDH, there's always non-land permanents. There's always 10 or more non-land permanents.
If there's not, you probably don't need a Boardwipe. So I'm seeing this, any control deck or any deck that their primary resource is lands, and they don't really care what else they have, or their creatures ETB and give value, or they don't actually have a lot to destroy. This card is insane.
This card is so good. I think it's in the decks that it's good in, it's better than Tragic Arrogance because if this card is good in your deck, it's usually just a slam dunk 10 out of 10 because this card's super good.
I think if you're playing white and you're not like this go super wide creature deck, you're playing Tragic Arrogance anyway. So that card is like broad strokes better, goes in way more decks, super strong.
Yeah.
Hour of Revelation is just the cheapest Boardwipe in white that does the most too. It's planar cleansing for 3 mana.
Oh, it's so good. At 3 mana, planar cleansing isn't the same card.
Yeah, it really is, even if it is white. All right, the next one we have is not necessarily one of the best, so it's probably the honorable mention of the top 5 because we have 6 here. But I wanted to mention it because if you have like a Voltron deck or like an Enchantress deck, you probably want Winds of Wrath. It's 3 white for a sorcery. destroy all creatures that aren't enchanted. They can't be regenerated. Enchant your dudes, Plague Wind.
That's pretty simple. You change it. How much better is this when you're playing Enchantress and you get to destroy everything that's not yours, but you don't spend 9 mana on Grook's Wake?
You don't just spend 1,000 mana on something that could just be done for clearly 5 mana.
Yeah, this card is great.
Yeah, definitely could
deck.
play it in those archetypes. Otherwise, yeah, it's probably worse than the next 2 cards, just for the segue. Wrath of God and Day of Judgment. We just have these because they are the cheapest way to just go 4 mana, destroy all creatures.
These 2 cards are also, if you're playing limited creatures, they're so good.
If you play not many.
If your deck is, if you're on the more of the control end, or you're in more of a mid range where you're not playing too many creatures, but you are playing creatures.
Yeah, because you don't care which creatures you're not destroying. You want them all gone. So get them out of there.
Yeah, Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, great in a mid range deck too. Because if you wanna be slow, only ramping in your first couple turns, which a lot of decks do, you can just go. You guys advance your board state with creatures. I'll wipe it, and then I'll start doing my stuff next turn.
The fact that Wrath spells that are 4 or less lets you double spell way sooner than, my Wrath is 7 mana and I'm followed up with nothing because there's nothing left to play with. This is Day of Judgment. You can go all right, Day of Judgment, 3 drop. Let's go.
The thing about Wrath and Day of Judgment is don't just slam them in every deck, because this is a card that is definitely overplayed. Because
Boardwipes are overplayed.
In general,
if we want to get to maybe at the end we can say, how many do we play in decks?
No, that might be fair. Okay, so what's the next one? Last one?
The last one in white is Hour of Reckoning. It's 4 white for a sorcery. Destroy all non-token creatures. Can you guess what type of deck this goes in? Because it has Convoke also, in case you didn't know. You tap all your creatures, blow up everything that's not yours. Or tap all of your non-token creatures that make tokens, and then all your tokens are untapped, and then blow up everything else, and then attack.
Yeah. Next color, we got blue. The first one is simple, Cyclonic Rift. You know this card, you love this card, you hate this card, you have indifferent feelings about it, you also care about it a lot.
Boardwipes, I'm counting anything that affects creatures. Getting creatures off the table, dead, or in your hand, or turning them into something else. I'm not going to count, for example, Bane of Progress, Vandalblast, not on this list.
Yeah.
We're keeping it simple so that we can destroy creatures. That's what we're counting as Boardwipe for these purposes.
Yeah, and if you're sometimes they have destroy other types of permanents, which is just.
Oh, I would believe that would be the gravy on top.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that down the road, there's more and more people who have not seen that yet, and they're just like, what?
That's our gravy book.
This is the first video you're watching. That's our gravy book.
Cyclonic Rift, I don't feel like we have to talk about it much. The card's insane.
It's ridiculous. It's super efficient. You can wait until the end of their turn, and then bounce everybody else's stuff. Your own stuff isn't affected. It's super versatile because it can cost 2 or 7. It's an instant. Card's great.
Next is Engulf the Shores.
It's 3 to blue for an instant. Bounce all creatures with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands you control.
In a
It's a heavy blue deck. This is going to be strictly better than Evacuation, which is already okay.
Yeah, but it's mono. You're playing this in a mono blue deck when you have lots and lots and lots of islands running around everywhere.
Or heavy. I mean, once you get 6 or 7, that's bounce everything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even at 4 or 5, it's still bouncing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and you don't need to bounce everything in the first 5 turns of the game, typically, right? So.
I mean, also there's not many 6 toughness creatures.
What are you bouncing that's coming out on turn 3?
I put my Sun Titan on turn 3.
But the answer isn't to bounce it. I'm not bouncing a Sun Titan. Yeah. I want to bounce a bunch of stuff and get a huge value out of this 4 mana instant, because there's no 4 mana instant board wipes.
Nope.
Basically no.
What's next?
Well, we could just do Evacuation next. It's 3 blue for an instant. Bounce all creatures, just everyone's.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing a mono blue deck, you're not playing a lot of creatures usually, because blue's not known for its creatures.
Turns out it is not known for its creatures. It's known for its busted card draw.
Busted card draw.
And
counter spells. Doing lots of other annoying things, bouncing stuff.
Speed, interaction, and whatnot. So Evacuation, I think it can go in some decks. I think it's worse than Engulf the Shore. And I think they're both worse than Rift. And I think they both are all right, certain decks want these. These aren't just staples to throw in. Blue doesn't have a lot of stapley board wipes. I think it's just Cyclonic Rift.
Stapley.
Yeah. Yes. Next up is Curse of the Swine. It's X blue for a sorcery. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller makes a 2/2 green boar creature token.
So make all of their creatures into useless little creatures.
I don't care if they're swine. I don't care if they're 2/2 boars. I don't want to deal with Sun Titan. That's what I'm going to hit. This card is so versatile. I think it's borderline. It's got some stapley vibes to it. I don't think it's an actual staple because I almost never play it, but it's really good.
These are all
3 mana, kill something, make it 2/2.
These are all cards that I would play in more mono bluey type decks. Obviously, Cyclonic Rift I'm throwing everywhere.
Yeah, because even then, it only has one blue in the cost.
Yeah, the card's insane.
So it's splashable.
Stupid card. But these other ones, mostly just mono blue decks, because once you start going into other colors, you'll get more board wipes, as we're going to keep talking about here.
Yeah, that's the thing. The other colors just have more board wipes than blue, so usually you're playing like, oh, if my deck is Esper, I'll have Rift, but I probably won't have anything else. So I'm probably going to have blue and black stuff, or black and white stuff.
You just don't need any of this stuff. What's this? I don't actually know what this one does.
Ixodron is a 3 blue for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you turn all other creatures face down. They just lose all abilities, obviously. So it's Curse of the Swine for everything right now.
False. They do not lose all abilities. They have Morph. They still have the ability Morph.
Yeah, they lose all abilities. They become, it's the same thing. And even better, it turns commanders face down, and you can't turn them face up. So they're just stuck there. And you can't hide which one's which, because we have to know what your commander is at all times.
We would also,
we have to know the identity of everything, because we saw them go down.
Yes, we would just know what's what.
Right, so you're not going to get bamboozled or anything. I think this card's really good.
Yeah, like you can say, I think if you cast a spot removal spell, you could state, I want to kill the one that I know is Sun Titan, and you'd be allowed to.
All right. Yeah, I think that's how that works.
I think you can just do that.
It's known information, because you see it. Yeah, it has to be.
I'm almost positive about that, too.
It has to be. All right. Oh, wait, that was it.
Let's just get into let's get back to really good ones that we want to play in lots of decks.
More typical board wipes. The first one for black is...
the best one for black.
I think it's just the best one.
This is my favorite.
Rift is better than this card. This is the best, creatures only thing.
My favorite creature board wipe? Yeah, I would say this is the best creature board wipe.
Toxic Deluge. It's 2 and a black for a sorcery. Pay X life as you cast it, and then all creatures get -X, -X.
This card's insanely good.
I cast this, pay 11 life, and felt great. Felt great about it.
I've cast it. 6 seems to be the number you go to immediately. You just look at the highest toughness on the board and you say, that number.
Gets around hexproof, gets around indestructible, gets around literally anything that's a creature, and it only costs 3 mana, and life is a resource. Just like every other card that's, disgusting like Necropotent. It's like, oh, it only costs 3 mana. Life is a resource. I'll lose 11 life to get a huge advantage.
Yeah, card is absolutely insane. I don't think we have to go too much in detail. I think everyone knows why Toxic Deluge is insane.
Yeah, it's not super budget. Next up is Damnation. 2 black, destroy all creatures, can't be regenerated. Same thing as Wrath of God. I think we pretty much already covered it.
If you're not playing white, Damnation gets a huge boost because...
Yes.
If you're in white, there's obviously you have those. White just has the best board wipes.
White has a bunch of board wipes. Black does not have a bunch of board wipes. So Damnation gets pushed way up the black. These aren't in order, by the way. But Damnation gets pushed up the black tier list because it's one of the only ones you have access to. Yeah. There's maybe 10 black board wipes.
Also, I don't know if people. This is just something worth mentioning. We evolve our opinions about Commander. We talked way down about Damnation and Wrath of God before on the channel. Yeah. Too far down, I think. But we evolve our opinions. Obviously, our opinions are never going to be... We don't set our opinions in stone because if we set our opinions in stone, then we can just easily be proven wrong. We're willing to take in new information and we're going to play more games of Commander and things are going to prove us wrong. It's like Damnation being probably one of the top black board rates is not something we probably would have said 6 months ago.
That's fair. That's a fair point. That was well said, so we'll just leave it at that. This is not one of the best ones, but I think this is probably if we are ranking them, this is number 5 out of the 5 black board wipes. Deadly Tempest, 4 black for sorcery. Destroy all creatures. Each player loses 1 life for each creature he or she controlled that got destroyed this way. It's just a board wipe for 6. It's budget. It's going to definitely deal 5 damage to everybody. That's pretty cool. If you don't control any creatures, obviously you have no downside, so it's great.
Yeah, I have no problem with this card. It's perfect. It's perfectly reasonable. That's all. That's the main thing I get out of this card.
It is legit. That's perfectly reasonable is the best way to describe this card.
Next though is this one's insane. This is probably number 2 on this list for me. This card's insane.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not just a board wipe. It's versatile.
What does it do?
This is Living Death. It costs 3 black for a sorcery. You take all your creatures on the battlefield, they go to the graveyard, and all the creatures that were in the graveyard are now on the battlefield. So you're going to play this in the deck where you have sack outlets, so you can put your whole board in your graveyard, cast this, return it all back, and basically if you have any aristocrat effects, you're getting every aristocrat effect, plus you're getting all these enter the battlefield abilities. Card is badonker sauce.
Do you want this in decks where you have more creatures than they do? They can't take advantage of it. They're not playing with it in their hand. They don't have the known information. You're going to get 5 creatures back. They're going to lose all their creatures and get 1, 2, 3 back. You can play exile effects in your deck since you play this card. So you can go, all right, Bajuka Bog, the other graveyard deck, play Living Death. Oops.
That's, yeah.
So,
what else do you say?
It's amazing, yeah. This probably is a wombo combo with Soul Guide Lantern, One of the only cards that exiles everyone else's grave at once.
Yeah, Soulgrave Lantern. 2 thumbs up from the Nitpicking.
We love that card.
That card is super.
That card is great.
That card is very good.
Living Death, it's not even expensive. It's like $5.
Yeah.
This is very good. Tribal decks love it. Decks are just filled with creatures, zombies, tokens, not tokens, but token makers like aristocrats type stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. It's just, oh God. Sack Outlet decks are the
Savage.
If
and
you have,
how many Boardwipes can win you the game?
not many, but this one can.
Yeah, easily.
The next one is, I love this one, and this one costs 8 mana.
This is the most satisfying to cast.
Yes, I love casting this one. Because this is Decree of Pain. It costs 6 black, destroy all creatures. You draw a card for each creature destroyed this way, or it has cycling for 3 black. When you cycle it, each creature gets -2/-2.
Uncounterable instant speed, -2/-2 is not even as bad as it sounds.
It's not.
It looks like, oh, why would I do that when I can just pay 3 more mana and blow everything up? It's gravy. It's just versatile stuff. We can just do extra things with our card.
Yeah, this card is another board wipe that can win you the game, because sometimes you wipe 10 creatures off the board, you draw 10 cards, and now you have so much card advantage, there's nothing on the board to attack you.
This is what irks me about Inguruk's Wake. Compare it to Decree of Pain. It is less mana, it is more versatile, and it draws you a bunch of cards.
Yeah, and Decree of Pain isn't even in every deck. Doesn't even go in every deck, but it goes in a lot of decks.
It's not a card we really play anymore, but it's amazing. It's really good.
If I still had my Bolas deck together, it'd still be in there. But I don't have it.
I think it's because our meta is like higher power level. It's a little slow for us, but that doesn't mean the card's not great.
The card is great.
Yeah, in a nutshell, the card is awesome. We're under red now.
These ones are weird. Some of these are real weird.
Yeah, they are.
But the first one is Blasphemous Act. This has got to be the best black one.
This is the red one because it's 8 in a red for a sorcery, but it costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. This is a 4-player format.
You do what I do.
And it deals.
You said one more generic man.
I did? Oh, no.
You said that?
That's not what I meant. I just got it wrong. I wasn't thinking of what your stupid thing was. It is deal 13 damage to each creature. That's destroy all creatures. There's no creature surviving that. And if there is, I'm sorry.
I mean, there's obviously indestructible stuff that will, but there's almost, let's see. I'm really trying to think. What is a playable 14/14? Is there anything?
No, I don't think there isn't a 14/14.
The only thing I could think of, like the great.
No, you don't think of any of that. Just think of a suited up commander.
Okay, a suited up
Voltron card that has 14 toughness for some ungodly reason. Blasphemous Act, people overhype it as a 1-mana board wipe. It's like a 3-mana board wipe.
But don't forget, it's often a 1-mana board wipe. It
can be. Well, if you draw, like, if you're not playing with it in your hand and you just draw it, it's like, okay, well, slam it, 1 mana, cast anything I want again.
I've cast it for 1 mana plenty of times. I've cast it for 3 mana. I've cast it for 5 mana. To be fair, I've cast this for like 8 mana. Not 8 mana. That didn't make any sense. I've cast this for like 6 mana, where sometimes there's just 2 or 3 threats where it's like, okay, well, I'm never beating those. So
yeah, this is great at any point it costs, and you just take the cost reduction as gravy and you just move on with your life because this card's great.
Yeah,
this is a red staple.
Versatility.
Yeah, this is just a red staple.
Yeah,
that I will say. I like Toxic Deluge, Cyclonic Rift. There's like 1 in each color. Tragic Arrogance and Blasphemous Act. So far are the staples.
There's not 1 in green.
Spoiler alert, no green staple. The next red card is meta dependent because it's Yokel Hops.
This has to be the most hated card on the list, right?
6 red for a sorcery, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and lands. Can't be regenerated. They're just gone.
This card's mean.
It's mean, but if you don't care about being mean, or I don't know why I put an extra finger up for if you don't care about.
If you don't care about being mean.
Yeah, obviously this is just not helping anything. If you don't care about being mean, this card's great. If you're trying to just play a Stacks deck or a Planeswalker deck, blow up their stuff. Don't feel bad. Yeah, just make sure you win the game.
If you have 2 or 3 Planeswalkers out casting this card's insane.
Don't just windmill slam this on turn 6 with no plan. That's the worst thing you could ever do.
This is an absolute just house in a deck like Lord of Windgrace.
Windgrace, Doretti is another good one. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. Planeswalker Commanders.
Next one, Chain Reaction. This costs 2 red for a sorcery. Whatever the number of creatures in the field, each creature takes that amount of damage.
Yeah, it deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures in play.
Okay,
this is very similar to Blasphemous Act. If there's enough things, everything's dead. Yeah. How are there not 8 creatures in play? Blow everything up. This is very simple.
I mean, even if there's like 4 or 5 small creatures, they all just kill each other.
Yeah, they all kill each other. It's great. I think this card's awesome. The only problem with Chain Reaction, unlike Blasphemous Act, is they can respond to it and change X. So if they have sack outlets, they can sack some things, and maybe that's going to change the math. But probably not, because why would you sack your whole board so that other people's stuff doesn't die? Yeah. That doesn't seem like it could happen in corner cases where they could change what X is, but I don't see a problem with that. It's a pretty good card.
Chain Reaction's another one that's it's falling into the category of, well, I'm playing mono red. Or I'm playing red.
You're
green.
probably in red. Yeah, red green. Maybe red green, like not super heavy on creatures once list.
What kind of red green deck is not super heavy on creatures?
I don't know.
No. I was gonna say Wart, but Wart is super heavy on creatures for the Conspire.
I'm trying to think now.
I don't
Like a red green control deck. Oh, Clothis. There you go.
That's sure.
Clothis. Our Clothis deck we built does not care about creatures.
No, it did not. It was a weird deck.
Yeah.
Next is Pyrohemia. 2 red for an enchantment. You can pay a red, deal 1 to each creature and each player. It's Pestilence, but it's in red.
It's color shifted Pestilence. And then if there's no creatures in play, you sack Pyrohemia. That's not really an issue. Play this with Indestructible Commanders, Dinosaur and Rage triggers. Oh my god, I'm doing it again. Help me! Indestructible creatures, Dinosaur, Rampage, Rage, whatever, counters, triggers, and then also, I was going to say something else, but I lost track because we were being ridiculous.
BC on the finger thing. He does do it a lot.
This is a corner case pseudo board wipe. It's not going to always be a board wipe. It's a lot of mana. I think this card's pretty good. Torbrand also wants this. That's what I was going to say.
Torbrand absolutely
destroys everybody in Torbrand. Oh my god.
Yeah, in Torbrand, this deals only 1 to your creatures and 3 to your opponents and 3 to your opponents' faces.
It's 9 to their creatures and 9 to their face every turn. Because you don't want to kill Torbrand.
Yeah, you just avoid killing Torbrand. Next one is Warp World. You're building a deck around this, so read it.
I am, and maybe we'll feature it on maybe a couple of Mondays from now. We'll feature it, but it's
fun.
5 red for a sorcery. Each player shuffles all permanents he or she owns into his or her library, then reveals that many cards from the top of his or her library. Each player puts all artifact, creature, and land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then does the same for enchantment cards, and then everything else goes on the bottom of their library. This is absolutely a board wipe. Everything in play, is no longer in play.
Do you know why? I'm assuming you know why. So,
Yeah.
But I guess you're the only one here for me to ask. Do you know why enchantments come on second?
Auras.
Yeah, because auras, Magic never wants auras to not be attached to something on the battlefield, so they come in attached to something.
Yes, they enter attached, but they can't enter attached to something that came in simultaneously.
Yes, also true. Good note about it. Actually, I know about this card in clones. If somebody warp wars and a clone comes out, it cannot copy anything.
Yes,
it will
because
just die.
The clones go away. It's like as it enters, and as it enters, everything else is like as it entering, so there's nothing there.
Yeah, this was very relevant in Modern when Company Spirits was running around.
What? Why?
You company Phantasmal Image in the deck, so you company a Phantasmal Image and Drog Skull Captain.
Oh,
but you cannot copy the Drog Skull Captain.
You have to have another captain. Okay,
Yes.
okay. All right, so the Warp World is the last one, and I think we can move on to green. There's a very similar card in green. It's the Great Aurora, 6 green. This is actually much closer to a board wipe. Each player shuffles all cards from his or her hand and all permanents he or she owns into his or her library, then draws that many cards. Each player may put any number of land cards from his or her hand onto the battlefield. Exile the Great Aurora. This is going to totally pay off your super ramp lands matter deck, and all creatures are gone. There's no creatures in play after this resolves.
Oh, this card is mean.
This card is so dirty.
False. There could be a creature in play.
Dread Harbor? That's not. What is this? A quiz? What are you trying to quiz?
Got him,
You
guys.
didn't get me anything.
He was wrong.
Stupid.
God.
Great Aurora is amazing. It's going to tank people. They're going to lose. Same with Warp World. They're going to lose so many land drops. Warp World is tougher because you have no idea what's going to happen, and they could hit like 10 creatures and 2 lands, and it won't matter that they had no lands. But Great Aurora, they only get to keep the lands from their previous board state. And if they're a control deck, oops, you had 10 lands. That turns into 10 cards, and you get that many lands. What do they have, 4 lands?
Warp World is stupid.
Warp World is stupid, but I think Great Aurora is just even better.
I meant Great Aurora is stupid. I've played against it, and I've just put like 3 lands in play and be like, yeah, you got me.
Guess
Yeah.
we're done here.
Yeah.
Great Aurora and Warp World can be low effort, win the game cards, as we'll probably discuss if we ever do my deck tech. And the last one I'll have Joe read because I read so many of these.
Azuri's Perdition. This is 8 mana for each creature your opponents control. You create a 4/4. Then those 4/4s fight those creatures.
Yeah, they all fight one individual creature. So everything that's got toughness 4 or less is dead. Anything that has toughness or power 3 or less is dead, most likely. And you get a 4/4 that stays. This card is awesome.
And sometimes it's just creatures put marked damage on them. Do you remember the ruling on this? Because I remember we had a discussion about this.
Oh, no. What?
If you have a token doubler, what happens? Do they fight?
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Like if you have doubling season and then you play Azuri's Predation, do you have 2 beasts all fighting?
You definitely get the extra one.
Are they just chilling maybe?
Do they fight? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not for us to decide right now. Why don't you tell us in the comments if you're like a rules expert? But we don't need that interaction to know that the card's great.
We're calling in the comments. Judge?
Yeah, judge?
There you go.
Now you have to respond.
Please help us.
Do your job. There's only colorless and gold left. We have 4 Boardwipes for colorless, and we have 3 for gold. Everything else we thought was basically not worth mentioning. I think that's pretty fair.
This next card's insane.
Yeah.
This is a colorless staple, and also you can put it in a lot of different decks. Planeswalker decks. I love this
Let's
card.
say it's Commander Staple.
Commander staple, yes. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. 8 mana for a 7?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. 7 loyalty Ugin.
What that plus do?
That plus is +2. Lightning Bolt something.
What that minus do?
That minus is -X. Exile all colored permanents with converted mana cost X or less.
What that alt do?
That ult do is you draw 7 cards, gain 7 life, and put 7 permanents from your hand onto the battlefield.
Did you know that was the opposite of the original Nicol Bolas ultimate?
I hope you know I love saying inverse in Magic because there's a lot of inverses.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Ugin's great. I don't know if we need to go too deep into why Ugin's amazing. He synergizes with Planeswalker stuff. His ultimate's amazing. His +1's actually pretty good once you clear the board with him. And he's definitely worth 8 mana.
Oh, he's far and away worth 8 mana. The card's super good.
Staple of colorless decks. Really good in a lot of other decks.
I mean, in a colorless deck, he doesn't ever hit any of your stuff.
No, it's one-sided, so obviously I'm playing that card.
Yeah.
Speaking of one-sided in colorless decks, and probably good in a lot of other decks too, All is Dust. 7 mana tribal sorcery Eldrazi. Each player sacrifices all colored permanents they own.
You can be a big jerk. There's a lot of cards that make lands into color.
Like Painter's Servant, recently unbanned. Everything's red. Bye.
Bye.
That's what I would say.
Everything's red. Bye.
Well, and there's the Wombo combo of All is Dust plus. What is that card called?
I don't know.
Oh my god. I love this card too. Oh my god. Technical difficulties. You're cutting out. You're breaking up. Oh no.
What is it?
Instantly found out from don't worry, we're back. It's It That Betrays. Whenever they sacrifice permanent, you get it. So you go Painter's Servant, It That Betrays, All is Dust. Because you're living the dream. You're not here to not live the dream. Sure, you lose all your own permanents, but you get all of theirs.
I never even thought about that stupid combo.
Oh, you don't have like 20 mana lying around? Come on.
That's kind of silly, but whatever. It's cute.
Dirty.
Next one is Oblivion Zone. This is a 3 mana artifact. You can tap it, pay 4, tap it, put a fate counter on something, pay 5, tap it, destroy all non-land permanents.
Well, you sacrifice it.
Sacrifice it. Yeah, because it doesn't destroy itself. Tap it, 5, tap, sacrifice it, destroy all non-land permanents without fate counters.
This card is really good. It can save your own stuff. You can build it up. You can play it early and just kind of charge it if you really want to. I think that this card and the next card are going to... the reason that Larry Nevin's disc, how about that? The reason that Larry Nevin's disc is not on here is that it enters tapped. That's so bad.
That's a huge
I need to do this right away.
That's a huge downside. And though, if I'm playing an Avacyn deck, which I'm assuming if I'm playing the 8 mana Avacyn, I'm already playing a janky deck.
You might as well just play Larry Nevin's disc.
I'm playing the awesome, janky... Larry
it
Nevin's
destroys
disc.
itself, but it's got indestructible. Like, that's cute. Okay,
That is-
that. But other than that, Oblivion Stone is the next one on the list. Way better.
And yeah, I get it. Oblivion Zone does cost Ace mana to do right away, and that is very expensive, but it's called versatility. Sometimes you want to play it and then and then you got to untap to do it because...
Well, it's instant speed. So it's 3 mana up front, and then it's instant speed 5 mana. That's great. And if, you I'm going to board wipe, but you don't commit to the board anymore because the Oblivion Zone's out. All right. And instead put a fake counter on my best thing. But you didn't oops, now I can just blow everything up anyway. But now I have a fake counter because you guys didn't commit enough.
Cool.
I've had that happen before. It's annoying.
What's the next one?
Perilous Vault, 4 mana for an artifact. It's very similar. Pay 5, tap, sack it. I think you exile it, actually.
Exile it.
And then you exile all non-land permanents, just straight up. No fake counters, no BS. Everything's gone.
Yeah, this is exile, so this could be better in some situations. I think, obviously, the better card is Oblivion Stone, but Perilous Vault is also very good.
It's more mana. It's 1 more mana total. It's more expensive to play. It's just as expensive to pop. I think it's fine. This card's good. It's not... It's the worst one of the 4.
It can
for
be...
sure.
But this card can also be a huge meta call. If you play in a meta with tons of indestructible permanents running around where people are just playing tons of indestructible stuff, be like, okay, well, Perilous Vault is better here.
Yeah. Indestructible like Eldrazi running around. Graveyard synergies. Make sure you snipe their stupid sack outlet because obviously they're going to sack everything.
Yeah, they can get them out of here.
So it's not even that... I would say it's not even that good the hallowed burials and the terminuses and the perilous vaults aren't even that good against the graveyard decks because they probably have a sack outlet. I mean, sometimes they don't. Sure, you're going to get them. But if their board state's good, they have one, right?
Yeah.
That's how that works. And there's only 3 gold ones. I was really struggling to find good gold board wipes, and I hate all of them. Like Merciless Eviction, stinky. I don't like that card.
It costs 6 mana. Again,
it costs 6 mana, and compare that to Austere Command. I don't care that it exiles if it only hits one thing, one type of thing.
Yeah, you can only hit one type of permanent.
The Planeswalker mode is blank.
It's pretty much.
It's got 3 modes.
I mean, how often are enchantments do you want to pay 6 mana to give it all enchantments?
There's got to be 5 enchantments at that point.
I mean, artifacts and creatures are the 2 most relevant ones, and
check out the other white board wipes. You can destroy all non-land permanents for less mana.
Yeah,
I'm in on those. But let's get to the actual ones we have.
We have Last One Standing. I love
this card. Is so silly, and I think it's good.
Yeah, some train all their life.
Some just get really, really lucky.
Some just get really,
what does
really
it
lucky. It costs 1 red-black. Destroy all but 1 creature chosen at random. If you got the most creatures, good. You're probably statistically going to get it. I mean, no,
it doesn't matter.
That's not even true.
If there's 1 huge threat and 25 that important threats, the odds are the threat's gone and most of everything else is cleared away too.
Yeah, sometimes this card can backfire, but it costs 3 mana.
I don't think this card can backfire. It's so good.
No, the card is so good.
It lets you double spell.
I agree with you.
And it's going to just wipe away all the chaff.
I agree that this card is so good and great. The card can obviously backfire.
I didn't kill their Vorinclex. Well, maybe if you have a spot roll spell, it doesn't matter.
It's like sometimes you'll be like, okay, yeah, it backfired. It happens. I mean, but the card only costs 3 mana. The card is so good.
Yeah, it's not like, I blew up 9 creatures and left a Vorinclex. That's not even that's a huge card advantage still.
It still costs 3 mana.
Yeah, it still just costs 3 mana. Double spell, suck it up, play another thing, then kill the whatever creature it is. And there's Supreme Verdict. It's 1 white, blue. For a board wipe, it's can't be countered, and it destroys all creatures. It's super simple. I don't really like this card a ton, but in blue-white, you just want, this is better than Wrath of God because it's uncounterable. It's just, okay, this is happening, blow up everything, move on with my life.
Yeah, can't be regenerated caveat is not as important as can't be countered.
I think can't be regenerated is blank.
It's not blank. There are literally generals that have it, but it's just not.
What? Thrun?
I don't know. Yeah, Thrun.
Oh, wow. Now watch out for the Thrun commanders.
Yeah, you do.
You don't.
Watch out for Thrun. He's running around with unflinching courage on him, crushing Beezy.
Running around.
Beezy got crushed in Mystery Draft by Thrun Unflinching Courage. Turn 4, turn 5, both games. Crush.
I thought I cut his deck. I thought I did. I tried to randomize it. I guess I unrandomized it.
Beezy was salty.
I was not happy. That is not what Mystery Booster... Oh, yeah, Mystery Booster. It's about Thrun Unflinching Courage both games. That's what it is. All right, Fire Covenant is the last board wipe, and this is it's pushing it on what's a board wipe and not, but we put it in there. 1 black-red is additional cost. You pay X life, and you deal X damage divided among any number of creatures.
We want to talk about why we hate Ingaruk's Wake. What if you could pay life instead of mana?
And destroy only the things that mattered. Board wipe, this is not typical board wipe. It doesn't sweep away everything. Because if there's 7 1/1s, you're probably not paying 7 life to kill them. Maybe you do. It depends on what's in your hand and stuff. But this just sweeps away everything that ever mattered.
I want to play this in my. Was we were talking about building a life deck? Build Leisha.
This is a good Mardu card. This is really good Mardu because if you got Necropotence and this and Toxic Delusion in your deck, just throw 2 or 3 really good Life King cards like a Sangromancer. This wombo combos to infinity with Sangromancer because you destroy everything and you gain 3 life back for every one.
It goes in Leisha.
Yeah, it goes in Leisha.
I'm so excited. Now I want to build that. That's on my. I have 2 decks in. Yeah, I just haven't had time.
Leisha, #Mardu Carador. Why don't we just build it tomorrow? We're not going anywhere.
Well, I've been sleeping a lot.
I know. Why would you waste the time sleeping?
I don't know. I've been tired. I'm sorry.
I'm tired. Editing all day. Producing 5 videos a week. I'm so tired.
It's only a ton of work.
We all have coronavirus. That's not true.
No, none of it. Hopefully, none of us do.
We can just move on. I think that's it.
The video's over.
The video's over. You reached the end. Now we're going to do plugs and cool, charming stuff that probably only our subscribers like. If you don't like it, subscribe and then check back and then see if you do like it. If not, you can unsubscribe, but probably you'll like it once you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, that's how that works. Special shout outs to all 44 of our patrons. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. You guys are supporting generally. You help us out so much. You guys are awesome. And I know, I don't blame anyone who has to back out right now because a lot of people aren't working.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had anyone back up till now because this is the freaking end times.
Yeah, believe me, we're not upset that we lost a patron because guess we get it.
I'm not upset that if I lost all my patrons right now, they still supported the channel and they were like integral to us being where we are now.
And also super you get an extra super thank you, like a nice salute. I saluted. I don't know if I'm on screen or not because I don't know what part we're at. For helping out right now, because thank you, because you guys are helping us. We also aren't working right now, which is tough on us.
I actually have the week off, and then I probably won't be working.
It's been a strange time. Obviously,
this is so weird. I did not think this would matter ever.
As much as it does.
I thought like, oh, coronavirus, it's gone in 2 weeks. It was a meme, and I was annoying.
Yeah, but there was like, it's because there's been like 4 or 5 different versions of this, like. The swine flu, the H1N1 or was that what it was called?
H1N1 was swine flu. Was there a bird thing?
The bird flu. These have happened before, but they've never reached this proportion.
Isn't this like literally a pandemic?
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, we still make content for you from the comfort of our own home, which is convenient because that's all we really ever want to do. This is like we're practicing for when we get super big and quit our jobs and just make 5 videos a week. So far, it's actually been pretty not that hard.
We'll be making 7 videos a week.
Okay, 7 videos a week. Yes. Do Let's Plays on the weekend. What's our tidbit? Why don't we just tell them what we've been doing?
Ooh, yeah.
Wait, 2 more ways to support the channel.
Yeah, if you can't support us on Patreon in these hard times, if you can't support us on patreon.com/user/nitpicking nerds, then you could support us on buymeacoffee.com. It's a virtual tip jar. There's a link in the description below. Give us tips in increments of 3. We'll shout you out. Everyone who gives us a tip gets a shout out. Everyone who's on Patreon obviously gets a scrolling name. Thanks to anyone who supports us. And if you don't want to support us in any way and you really just want to buy magic cards and you want to support yourself being a better magic player.
Yes, I'm going to link this list of Boardwipes as just a TCG, like it's a deck or whatever. It'll just be a list. Click on the list. You can choose any of these Boardwipes maybe you didn't hear of, maybe you want to try out, buy them, or you can just navigate wherever you want on the site. It'll support the channel ever so slightly, and we need it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all appreciated. Tidbit about our life. The main things we've been doing, we've been getting up kind of late because we got nothing to do. We're kind of stuck in the house right now. We've been playing Paper Mario for like 2 or 3 hours a day.
Hold on. Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Yep. The best one. Don't come at me.
BZ's favorite game of all time.
Don't at me. It's the best one.
It is BZ's favorite game of all time. Not close.
True.
Though I think I know once we beat Paper Mario, I know what we're doing after that.
Don't tell me.
I won't tell you. I will tell you later.
That game takes forever.
Yeah, we finished chapter 2. We've been grinding it for
like 5 hours in.
We're like 5 or 6 hours in. We're on chapter 2.
We finished chapter 2.
To be fair, we're like running around hitting all the trees.
Gotta check the grass, man. There's something in there.
Paper Mario is a very good game. It's also one of my favorite games from my childhood. But not that we're gonna. Eventually, we will be able to bring you.
100 patrons. We'll do a Let's Play of Paper Mario 1,000.
Okay, fine. It's official goal. If we do, we get 100 patrons, we're going to sit down.
That's so niche. Maybe we'll do 2 goals. Maybe like one that's actually magic related.
Yeah. So 100 patron goal. We're going to do our Paper Mario playthrough. It's a casual playthrough, obviously. If this doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. We will do voices for each character.
We did a practice round. We're good.
There's all of my women are Southern belles.
He can't do a woman voice that's not a Southern woman. And I don't understand what it is.
Like even like Goombela's like, oh my.
Thank you.
Wow.
What was the weird one? I don't remember.
Hotel was also,
yeah.
Oh my, I'm a big old dragon. I'll give you 1,000 coins.
1,000 coins? I
tried to accept it.
Okay, we're just literally randomly about this game.
Peace out, Trev Scout.